Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger.
More information about this suspect. We have a name to tell you, and this is according to multiple sources and our team of reporters covering federal law enforcement, Tom Winter, Mike Cosner, our colleagues. Tyler Robinson is the suspect in custody. He is from Utah. He's in custody and with state authorities in Utah, born in 2003. And so Tyler Robinson is the name that, according to multiple sources, is the suspect who is in custody. From our reporting, we understand he has been in custody for a number of hours now. And what happens with that, as Morgan was just saying, there was a point where authorities knew very little about who this person was. Well, once you have an individual identified, many new doors open. Tyler Robinson will now be subject to having all of his electronics reviewed, subject to a search warrant, and that would be the typical process now, that once he's identified and in custody, authorities are able to get the court permission to execute search warrants. That could be places where he lives, seizing any phones, digital footprint, any of those things. Also checking the records for the purchase of the weapon that was used here. Can they tie that weapon to him? All of those avenues are now open to federal authorities. This is a state crime, not a federal crime on its face, meaning a murder is a state crime. They would be looking for any avenues that allow them to find some kind of federal charge, if there is one that's applicable and appropriate, to add to this case with the joint work of federal authorities and state authorities.
There you go. This is Tyler Robinson. This is a what? A Brad. This is Brad on Brad violence.
Nothing.
Has nothing to do with us. What you should be doing is sitting back, just observing. That's it. This is not our fight. This is all we were saying over here, black men. This is not our fight. Where the key word in the comment section from us is indifferent. That's the key word for us, for black men. Not for the bootlickers, but for the black men. We're indifferent. We don't care. This is their fight. Why y'all want us to feel empathy or sympathy for someone who wouldn't feel anything for us if any of us got sent to the upper room? It's just bootlicking talk. It's just plantation talk. Now, with that being said, let me give you some more information on Duke right here, Tyler Robinson, because it's not just that, right? he was he turned himself in with the help of a minister, right? A family minister, and he confessed to his father, who was a 27-year veteran of the Washington County Sheriff's Department. His father then contacted authorities and secured his son before he could be taken into custody. Robinson was arrested in St. George, Utah, 250 miles from the campus where Kirk was sent to the upper room during a debate. Utah Governor Spencer Cox confirmed the state will pursue the upper room penalty, calling it the most high-profile case Utah has ever faced in decades. Tyler Robinson, 22-year-old, this is a brat. Nothing to do with us at all. We didn't celebrate it, and we didn't care. We didn't care. We didn't celebrate it, and we didn't cry about it. We didn't care. That's what you call indifferent. We don't care. See, the deflection is trying to make it seem like since we didn't have empathy for the situation, we were actually condoning him getting sent to the upper room. No, that's not what that is. No, you're doing that because you're a bootlicker. You're doing that because you wanted us to cry about it. You wanted us to sit back and say, oh, this is wrong, this is that. We don't care. You're mad because we don't care. We didn't care. It's not our fight. Why must we fight for everybody? It seems like they want us to fight for everybody. We got to fight for this. We got to fight for Hector. Hector gets deported. We got to fight for that. They want us to fight for everything. No, black men are saying, no, we're not fighting for nobody. We're fighting for ourselves. We're fighting for ourselves. And you should be happy for real that we're indifferent, that we don't care. Because if we did care, then we'll be talking about the things that he was talking about. Some of the egregious things that he said about productive black men. We're not talking about gang members. He says some very nefarious things about black pilots. DEI, DEI hires that typically don't involve us on any large scale. It's really for Brad and Becky, especially for Becky. 76% of Becky's benefit from DEI hires. 76%. That has nothing to do with us. So is these talking points he had, you're lucky we don't care, because then we start, sifting through them and pointing out fallacies and false narratives and wrong stats. But we're not doing that. We just said, hey, we don't care. That's all we said. We don't care. Welcome to the history of Brad.